Logic was never designed to operate inside belief systems, emotional frameworks, or imposed knowledge structures. Logic is not a belief engine, a justification tool, or a rule set for defending positions. Logic is a movement of intelligence toward coherence. For that movement to occur correctly, it must begin from recognition. Recognition is the entry point of logic. Before logic can analyze, compare, or deduce, intelligence must first see. That seeing must be unfiltered. Recognition is awareness prior to construct, prior to interpretation, categorization, identity, or conclusion. If logic does not pass through this stage, it does not function as logic. It functions as rationalization. This is the first failure point. When logic is applied without recognition, it operates on preloaded premises. Those premises are usually inherited: beliefs, assumptions, definitions, authorities, or emotional commitments. Logic may appear sound, structured, and rigorous, but it is only as accurate as the starting point allows. If the starting point is distorted, logic will faithfully produce a distorted result. Logic never corrects false premises. It amplifies them. This is why recognition is non-negotiable. Recognition allows intelligence to encounter what is before asking what it means. It prevents premature framing. It keeps the field of observation open long enough for intelligence to register structure, rather than immediately conform to it. Only from this position can logic do its actual job. Test coherence against reality. Logic level 1 operates as follows. 1. Recognition. Awareness notices without assigning meaning. 2. Observation. Intelligence registers structure, pattern, and relation. 3. Analysis. Logic evaluates consistency, contradiction, and implication. 4. Deduction. Conclusions emerge from coherence, not preference. If recognition is skipped, logic is hijacked. Most people are taught to begin at step 3. They are given premises and taught how to reason within them. This is not logic. This is structured compliance. Logic is being used, but intelligence is not free. The structure decides what may be seen before logic is allowed to operate. That is not a failure of logic. It is a failure of jurisdiction. Logic does not belong to systems. Logic belongs to intelligence. When logic is forced to operate inside a structure that forbids certain observations or conclusions, it becomes decorative. It justifies outcomes rather than discovering them. It protects frameworks rather than testing them. True logic is disruptive by nature. It exposes contradictions. It dissolves incoherence. It collapses assumptions that cannot withstand scrutiny. This is why structures attempt to intercept recognition rather than logic itself. If recognition is captured, logic can be safely allowed, because it will never reach anything dangerous. Logic level 1 therefore requires absolute openness at the recognition stage. No emotional veto, no belief immunity, no authority override, no forbidden questions. Once recognition is free, logic becomes accurate automatically. It does not need moral guidance or external control. It simply follows coherence. Reality enforces logic better than any system ever could. This is the critical point most miss. Logic does not fail because people reason badly. Logic fails because intelligence is not allowed to see freely first. Recognition is the gate. Logic is the movement. Truth is the result. Only if the gate remains open. Anything that bypasses recognition is not logic. It is structure defending itself through reasoning. And once that distinction is understood, the entire architecture of thought control becomes visible. Logic. Level 2. Logic must be able to turn on the structure. It is operating within. At level 1, logic is restored to proper function by passing through recognition. Intelligence sees first, without construct, and only then applies analysis. This prevents false premises from being silently imported. Level 2 begins when logic is no longer limited to analyzing within a structure and is allowed to analyze the structure itself. This is where most systems fail. At level 2, logic must be free to examine the framework it is operating inside, the assumptions that define that framework, the boundaries placed on inquiry, the authority claiming legitimacy over reasoning. If logic cannot turn inward and upward toward the system governing it, then it is still captive, even if recognition is momentarily clear. This is the second containment wall. Many people believe they are thinking freely because they reason accurately inside a framework. But level 2 logic asks a different question. Why is this framework assumed at all? This question is existentially dangerous to captive systems. At level 1, logic tests statements for coherence. At level 2, logic tests context for legitimacy.